What's going on, y'all? So this is my second review on 28 Years Later. I did go see it yesterday. I did a review on it last night, but I'm gonna do a second review. Now, 28 years later, I think 28 years later could have ended on so many other ways besides the way that it ended. Because the first 28 days later was on such a serious tone. There were no hints of comedy in it, and I kind of wish that they would have went back to the first movie and took some subtle cues from the first movie that made it such a epic, legendary zombie film. But this 28 years later, it gets a C plus. Like I said, I just don't like the fact how they went from a serious tone to a comedic tone, back to a drama type tone, and then to a comedic type tone. I really didn't like that, especially the end. If you haven't seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The end is just like that. They brought in this hip hop vibe type, Shaun of the Dead vibes. Like I said, it really went off that. But like I said, this movie could have ended in so many ways. Like how I thought the movie was gonna end was, I'm gonna tell you how I thought this movie was gonna really end. How this movie was gonna be set up. I thought this movie was gonna be like an escape type movie, especially looking at the first half of the film. It's like, okay, Aaron Taylor and the kid Spike. I forgot the guy's name. The kid that's playing Spike, but they pretty much go hunting in the first half. The father takes his son hunting, teaching him how to kill and all that, and then they run back because they got to get back to the isolated island where all his people are at. And I think they could have expanded more on that isolated island, like trying to. There's no way to escape that island, and all the zombies and stuff are on the other island. So man, and then they incorporated like the chapel and all that type, the religious aspect of it, and all that type of stuff. So I really wish they would have probably incorporated like the Bible or something into that, like because they had like the first. It's like, okay, they talk about the water rising and the flood and all that type of stuff. And man, this movie could have been so much better. Like it really could have been one of those I guess you could say suicide mission type, escape type movies for 28 years later. Like because the way it ended was just like, it the way it ended wasn't it for me. And then the comedy aspect, like how they implemented the subtle comedy into the film. I just really didn't like that. Like, but I get it. They're trying to set it up for a part two. You know, they got Jimmy, the young Jimmy that got away in the beginning of the movie. You know, and he's all grown now. But man, they could have made this film so much better, and they could have had callbacks. Like, let's say, like if you seen the first 28 days later, where the guy was running from his house and he had to get on the boat in order to get away from the zombies. Like they could have implemented that into this movie. Like, oh man, this movie could have been, ooh, this movie could have been good. But like I said, it gets a C plus. Like this movie could have been like a suicide type mission, like escape. There's no escaping type horde type zombie movie. Like it could have really probably surpassed 28 days later if that's what they was trying to go for, because that's how I thought the movie was going to kind of, I guess you could say, end up being like, but like I said, the first half of the movie, when it got to the point of them running back to the isolated island, that was sick. That whole part, of them running back to the island because the water was rising. Man, that was like the sickest part of the that was the best part of the movie, honestly. Um, but the second half, you know, it was just the comedy and all that, just like, you know, it wasn't it for me. It wasn't it for me. But everybody's acting, the actors and actresses, everybody did good. But I think they could have ended this movie on a note where it's like it's no escape. and no escaping the rage virus. Like, but leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What y'all think, man? What y'all think about this?